Hello, everyone, and I want to say thank you and welcome. I'm glad that you're joining me here today on Inspiration Morning Live. I am Christina Crowley, for those of you who don't know me. I do want to say this morning a special how I really hope those of you who have family in Texas, those of you who have friends in Texas, those of you who just know that what's going on in the Houston area with Harvey, that I really hope you pull through, and our thoughts are with you. It's truly something that, we are behind you for, and our thoughts, our prayers are with you, and may you be blessed and come through this well, healthy and safe. Alrighty, but this morning what I want to talk about is FOMO. FOMO is short for fear of missing out, and we all experience it from time to time. And and it's okay. Sometimes it gets us a good experience. Sometimes it's fear of missing out on an experience. I saw a lot of it on Facebook last weekend for, a few of my guy friends were like, hey, who's watching the fight here or there? And, so there was a little bit of fear of missing out there. They wanted to share it. They wanted to get together with some of the friends. And, and so it was a Saturday thing. And so, there are some people who have FOMO worse than others. And some people count on it. Marketers count on you having a case of FOMO to get them to buy their products because your friend has. It's kind of like keeping up with the Joneses, but kind of not. It's so much easier nowadays to instantly fulfill that FOMO. And in some ways, it can be a good experience, like getting together with your friends, the camaraderie of, watching the fight on Saturday night. And then there are some things that, that may be a little bit more expensive, such as things that cost something, like, hey, we're doing this, come join us, join the trip, or, things like that. And I want to say hello, thank you, and good morning. I am glad that you're with me. Those of you who are watching me live, thank you very much. Give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts. I really appreciate it. FOMO, for the longest time, I didn't know what it meant. And, I always thought of it as envy or jealousy, and I don't think that it is. I think it is something inside of you that we want to be part of the crowd. There is a big part of us, and it's not just teenagers that just want to be like their friends, that want to have that camaraderie, that want to have that belonging. And I think that's what part of FOMO kind of activates in us, and it's okay. I think, for me and FOMO, the fear of missing out of, I work online and I have masterminds, and the fear of missing out on a mastermind is going to FOMO in that way. And, and it also bleeds into, I'll just talk about myself here because it's the easiest example that I have of FOMO, rather than calling a few people out that I know have it. And those of you who have FOMO, you know it, and but some of you may not really know what FOMO is. And for me, when my inbox comes in, the fear of missing out, the fear of not, looking through some of those emails. And they have services for those, and I've started really using them because I don't want to get caught going down a rabbit hole for fear of missing out of, not just the junk mail in my inbox, that there might be something there that could genuinely help my business. And for me, over the past several months, I've truly been doing what I can do so that those emails don't come in my inbox. And I use, a service that, certain things that continuously come in my email box, it just puts them somewhere else. I can't roll up. That's what it's called. It's called roll up. And it puts it somewhere else, whereas it doesn't come into my inbox. But if I really want to go look at all the junk mail that's come into my inbox, I can go there. And I don't. And that's an amazing, wonderful thing. I'm handling part of my FOMO that I find that doesn't serve me. And what I like to talk about on Inspiration Mornings, when I talk about these things, is do they serve you? What part of your FOMO serves you and what doesn't? there's always, Game of Thrones. I didn't start watching that because I don't think I had HBO when they first started that show, so I never really got into it. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining me. Give me some thumbs up. I really appreciate those. I'm talking about FOMO today. And, when Game of Thrones started, I didn't get into it, so I didn't have that bit of fear of missing out because I wasn't able to get started to get into it. Now, there are many other series that I really got into, and I watched it, and it was part of being part of the gang. I think when you have the fear of missing out, it is, it pulls to that belonging. And the one thing I guess I have to say about it is, through everything I've done to pull myself out of it, and it is that belonging. It is what are you searching for? For me, I find with my fear of missing out, it is the belonging. And I have to say to myself, I am good enough. I belong. I belong to the groups that are okay. And, and if I don't belong to a certain group because either I can't afford it as a certain mastermind, then that's okay. And if, they don't accept me, well, then that's probably an okay thing. If some friendships let go because I'm not in a certain mastermind group, that's just going to have to be okay. Were they really a friend to me? And it goes to our own self-worth, our own self-value, that, the friends that I have that are good with me and I don't belong to certain same masterminds or groups that they belong to, they're really my friends and I really enjoy being with them. And it makes me realize that me trying to curb some of my FOMO where it doesn't serve me is a good thing. Fear of missing out is, it's a fun thing. There are some things that I've done for a fear of missing out that I know that I've really enjoyed. And, so I think decide whether it's serving you. If you weren't in that situation, would it change how you feel? Are you working on the fear of missing out from a self-worth? From where is it that you're coming from with this fear of missing out? Is it the need to feel a part of a group? And if it is the need to feel a part of the group, is it the part of the group that you truly want to be in? How does that serve you? Would that group be friends with you if you weren't part of it? And sometimes no, because sometimes if you meet up for a walking group or a running group or a marketing group, sometimes that's just how the group comes together and that's how the group is. And if you're invited to it and it serves you well, then awesome, great, go for it. When the fear of missing out, I think, doesn't serve you is when it is taking something from you and you're going to feel that angst. It is that anxiousness it's something I haven't always been able to put my finger on. I haven't been able to put my thumb on it, the particular wording, but you know it when you feel it. It is something you'll know when you feel. So the next time something comes at you and you're kind of unsure of it, take some deep breaths. Do what you do to let that initial excitement subside a little bit. Is it the excitement of it? Or continue on. I know that my FOMO came out most, and I realized it most, is when I would do certain things and there would be this little inkling of regret. Regret is okay as long as we learn from it. And that is where my FOMO came in. I did learn from my FOMO. I learned that regret didn't feel good and that FOMO wasn't serving me. Sometimes FOMO is a good thing. And so explore it a little bit. That's why I brought it up here today, because sometimes we don't always express how it makes us feel. Being a part of the group feels good. But what is it taking from you that doesn't feel good? And weigh the options, weigh it out. there is the pluses and the minuses of it. And what are your experiences with FOMO? Feel free to tell me in the comments. How do you feel about FOMO? Is it a good thing? Sometimes peer pressure is an amazing thing, and it makes us do good and fun things. I know my sisters have drugged me somewhere, and I really wanted to go, or I begged to go. There's that, and it's been a fun thing. Alrighty, now I want to say thank you for joining me today. I'm going to make this one kind of short. I don't want to go too long. I will be coming again around 8 o'clock tomorrow morning too. Tuesdays is my mastermind group, and I enjoy being with them, so I will be after 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I want to say feel free to put your comments. Give me your thumbs up. I really appreciate those. Give me your hearts. Those are fun to see as they go by on the replays, and when I watch them, when I put on my my subtitles, my captions. It's fun to see those. And what would you love to see me talk more about? Please feel free to let me know. And if you feel that this has been of value to you, please feel free to share it. Share it with your friends. Share it with your friends, and maybe have a conversation about your own FOMOs. FOMOs can be fun. Just as BOGOs can be fun. But, feel free to, it's worth discussing. It's worth, acknowledging that we do all have it. It was hard for me to acknowledge that I do have FOMO. I have a big old case of FOMO. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining me. And feel free to put in the comments what your FOMO is. My biggest FOMO was not joining a particular mastermind because all my friends were. And, I may miss out on learning something. And part of it was I wasn't going to be part of the group. And being part of that particular group was fun. It was exclusive, but it just didn't bring me what I needed. And so if you have any experiences like that, please feel free to put it in. Sometimes it's a private thing. And for me, for the longest time, my FOMO was a private thing because I struggled with it. I want to be part of the group. I work for myself. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm naturally I want to explore a lot of things. I want to learn. I love to learn. I love to, and partially my fear of missing out is fear of learning. I love to learn. And I think it's not always a belonging. It's not always a Jones's kind of thing, a materialistic kind of thing. Sometimes it's a knowledge thing. I love to learn. I love to be in the know. And as much as I love pop culture, and I like, in school, I loved learning. Just for the sake of it, it was fun to know and learn and absorb. And so I think that FOMO comes of those three things. So feel free to put in any comments and let me know how you think. The thumbs up and the hearts are awesome. And I want to say thank you for joining me on this Monday morning. And my heart and love goes out to Texas and those of who I have a nephew and his family in Texas, and I know that they're safe. And so thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this. I truly, truly appreciate it. And let me know what you think if you want to. I appreciate it. And ta-ta for now. See you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock at 8 o'clock-ish Mountain Time. Alrighty, bye-bye.